joining me. Happy Thanksgiving from my Blooming TV. I want to really appreciate all of you. I'm thankful for you. There will be no Blooming TV without you. Thank you for your watch, your like, your support, your comment. And I'm so thankful for so many things. First of all, I'm thankful to God for life, for the opportunity and privilege to share with you my many passions. So today I'm going to be taking you on my Thanksgiving meal journey. So this video is going to be uploaded in 3 parts. That way you don't get overwhelmed and you still get to see the details of how to prepare these great dishes I'm going to be showing you today. So these meals are not just for Thanksgiving. You can make them as your everyday meals. You can make it for any occasion and anytime. So sit back, relax, and I'll be right back to take you through what the menu will be. I'll go to the first part. Thank you. Welcome back. So for our menu, we are going to be making an oven-baked salmon, a whole salmon, as you can see. We are going to be making fried rice with geese dodo. I'll be making a full turkey in the oven with some stuffing, cranberry sauce, and maybe a little bit of mashed potatoes here and there. But for this first part of the video, I'm going to be showing you how to make an oven-baked salmon. So for that, you need 1 whole salmon, and for this I have taken the head off. You can choose to leave the head on. I only took it off because I'm going to be using the Rival tabletop oven, and it was too big to accommodate the head. And then I have 1 orange here sliced. I have some fresh dill here, or you can use any local available herb of your choice. And then I have maple syrup, about a 1/4 cup of butter that has been cubed. I have fresh rosemary, canola oil, or you can choose to use olive oil, salt to taste. And then for my spice today, I have my homemade suya spice. If you want to see how I make that, let me know. I can show you how I do that, but that is an amazing rub you can use for fish, for chicken, or for even beef. And then here I have a little bit of mint, and this I'm going to use for the fresh dill sauce for the fish. So all the items here is really the sauce for the fish. So we're going to be using mint, garlic powder, onion powder, half a tablespoon each, and cayenne pepper to your taste. I'm doing half a cup of sour cream and half a cup of mayonnaise. You can use mayonnaise only or sour cream only, or whatever you have available. And also in the sauce, I'm going to be putting, of course, fresh dill. So some of the dill will go into the fish and some will go into the sauce. I'll be right back and I will show you how to spice your fish. Okay, so for our salmon, I'm going to be using, so this is the tabletop oven I was telling you about. I won't preheat or anything yet, because when we are ready, then we'll preheat it. First, we're just going to prep this and let it sit in the fridge for at least 1 or 2 hours. So you want to make sure you trim off the fins in your fish. So let me know what you're going to be having for Thanksgiving, and what are the spices you usually use for your fish. So here I'm just taking off, make sure I take off all the fins. So you want to make sure you pat your fish very dry, and the inside, you see, it's thoroughly clean. So you want to make sure you clean out everything. And this is coho salmon. Okay, so when that is thoroughly dry, so you want to get it for to be almost double the fish if possible, because we are going to be wrapping it. So if it's not covered properly, then we'll wrap the top as well. Okay. So I usually like to do the shiny side. So I'm just going to brush that with a little bit of oil so that the fish doesn't stick to it. Okay. So you can brush that with a little bit of oil. Like I said, you can choose to use olive oil if you want, but I'm using canola. So any healthy oil of your choice. Sunflower oil, soy, will do. So you do that, and then what I usually like to do is put a little bit of your seasoning or a little bit of your spice on the bottom part as well. That way, when you're moving the fish back and forth, you get to. So I'm just going to transfer the fish here, like so, and we'll season first with a little bit of salt. Season the back as well, a little bit of salt, and then we're going to season the insides well. Okay, so we're also going to put the suya spice on the inside because we want this fish to be packed with flavor, right? So rub it in, and then you want to also make sure the back has enough. All right, put this back on like so. So the top, you also want to make sure you put enough. So some people like to cook their fish with liquids. I'm not going to be using much liquid today. I don't want it too soggy. I find when you put too much liquid, then it's soggy. So on the inside, I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary. So I have fresh rosemary here. So I'll put that on the inside. Then I'm also going to stuff it with my oranges. Okay, so just go in there, and this is going to add juice to it. So put some on the inside and put a few on top of it. So I'll leave that for the top. So make sure that is covered properly, and then actually I can put 1 or 2 of that butter in there. We'll just use 3. Okay, that way when it melts, then it has the ooey gooey goodness. So for these ones, I'm going to put some on top for the rosemary. Okay, and then I can also add a little bit of fresh dill on the inside because we're going to be using this dill for the sauce. So I'm just going to add I don't want to touch it because I still have to use that for the sauce. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to put my maple syrup. So I'm going to drizzle it with maple syrup. So this will be one of the main sauce or the juice that the fish is going to cook in. So in the past I have used ginger ale. So if you want to switch up flavor, you can use ginger ale. Some people use honey, some people use wine. So really you can use whatever you want. And then I'm just going to place these ones here. That way it's, and then we'll finish it off with some oranges on top. So that is why I said I'm not going to put any other extra liquid because, oh, I didn't score. Okay, I would have loved to score my fish. So I'm just going to score it a little bit. Just grab a knife here. So I'm going to score it a little bit. Okay, so you can do that. I usually like to do that because when it's done, then it's easy to dig in, if you know what I mean. It's easy for you to cut. So usually you do this before you stuff it, just so that those spices can go in. Okay. All right. So we're gonna scald it. Just put back the margarine. So that way you see that the margarine will get to melt into it. Okay. All right. Okay. And then we'll finish off with just a little bit of salt. Okay, and this I'm going to wrap, and then I'll put this in the fridge. That way it gets to marinate for at least 1 or 2 hours while I'm preparing the other parts of this meal. And make sure you watch out for the video of what the other part is going to be. So I'm just drizzling a little bit of canola oil here, because salmon is really dry. For those of you who have had salmon before, you know that it's really dry. So you want to keep it as moist as you can. So this is what I was telling you. So give another foil to wrap the top. Okay. So I'm going to wrap that. So you want to make sure it's fully and well wrapped. So this is going to go back into the fridge, and I'll see you later on when I'm going to put it back in the oven. Now that the salmon is roasting in the tabletop, we're going to quickly combine the sauce. So this is half a cup of sour cream. If you haven't tried sauce with your salmon before, you're missing out a great deal. A great deal. So you need dill sauce. All right, so take a scrub fresh dill here. I know there's nothing like too much dill. Then a little bit of mint. And then I have my combination here of garlic powder. So I don't want to put all this cayenne. I feel like it's going to be too hot for some of my guests. You have to be considerate of your guests when you're cooking. A little bit of salt here. And also optional, you can add a little bit of lemon juice. I think maybe I'll add a lemon actually to this before I blend it. So I'll add half of a lemon, just the juice. I'll blend this and I'll show you when I'm serving the fish when it's all done. Thank you. Our oven baked salmon is ready, and we have made our dill sauce here on the side. So give it a try and let me know what you think about it. Until next time on my Blooming TV, when I bring you another exciting recipe, do not forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Have a blessed day.
1, 2, 3, come on!